Welcome back to another vlog review. In 2004, Will Ferrel starred in a little-known film called Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. It was a quirky, surreal comedy that highlighted Ferrell's classic hyperactive comedic style. And like all movies starring former Saturday Night Live cast members, it mostly felt like an overly long improv sketch. So, how does Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, stack up with its predecessor? Well, not so good. If you liked the humor of Austin Powers in Goldmember, the complete bizarreness of Strange Wilderness, and Will Ferrell's acting kicked up to Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby levels of obnoxiousness, then you might get a chuckle out of this movie. The plot of the film is pretty much the same as the first. After Ron Burgundy, still played by Will Ferrell, loses his position as San Diego's top-rated newsman to his previous love interest, Veronica Cordenstone, as played by Christina Applegate, Ron is recruited by the first 24-hour news channel. Now, Ron has to reunite his old news crew and quickly boost the budding channel's ratings to outdo his competition and climb back to the top. But is there something more sinister happening behind the scenes that threatens the very integrity of media coverage in the modern age? Probably. Who cares? Will Ferrell's gonna make another funny face! Now, I consider myself a fan of stupid comedies. Zoolander, Role Models, Team America, World Police. I still even get a chuckle out of the Ace Ventura movies. But the difference between those movies and Anchorman 2 is that they just had more focus. So much of Anchorman 2 is a meandering mess that doesn't bother doing anything different from the first. Well, except for making things a little bit worse. Even the fun group dynamic from the first Anchorman is gone. Sure, they bring back Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, and David Koechner to play their respective wacky roles from before, but honestly, they feel like they were just thrown in. Koechner and Rudd's characters are sidelined for the majority of the flick. Though, oddly enough, Carell's crowd favorite, Brick Tamland, actually grows and develops over the arc of the movie. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Ferrell's character of Ron Burgundy. In the previous Anchorman, I considered Ron to be an ignorant, pig-headed 70s man that was a commentary on the talentless television celebrities that became so popular simply because they were on TV. But here, he's set back so far from any progress he's made before that it's made him worse. Now Ron is nothing more than a flailing, shouting jackass whose blatant rudeness flies right past entertaining right into obnoxiousness. It's something I like to call the Peter Griffin Family Guy effect. But the de-evolution of the character isn't my biggest problem. It's the directionless plot. Now, I know you're probably thinking that I'm overdoing it. Anchorman 2 is clearly just supposed to be a dumb comedy that you laugh at and leave behind. But that's the thing. The film actually had some great potential. Buried deep beneath the rehashed old jokes and hyperactive shtick, there's a clear satirical take on the foxification of modern news coverage. In the film, the first 24-hour news channel is run by an Australian-accented movie mogul that uses his channel to quash news stories that could damage his own company. This is an obvious jab at the Fox Broadcasting Company's Rupert Murdoch. But the similarities don't end there. The new channel only becomes popular when it abandons its ethical reporting in favor of graphic cluttered shouting matches, faux patriotic puff pieces, and senseless police chases. Clearly the filmmakers had a message they wanted to convey here, and I think the movie would have been better if they just explored it a little bit more. But we had to make room for Ron Burgundy dating a black woman so we could shout racial stereotypes for a while before going back to Veronica again and setting everything back to status quo. It might sound like I had no fun with this movie, but that's not the case. I did have quite a few laughs, and if you're a fan of the first Anchorman, you will probably like this one too. As for me, I still expect something a little more from the Saturday Night alumni that I grew up watching. It's a slippery slope of making lazier and lazier comedies until you get so comfortable not trying that eventually the people just stop thinking you're funny. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Adam Sandler. But that's it for me for now. Until next time, I'm Darren with Moving to Blender.